Our top focus, Rahul Gandhi is all set to return as an MP. This after the top court gave a favourable order against his plea, seeking stay on the conviction in the Modi Surname Defamation case. Now, just a short while back, the Congress leader addressed a press conference saying truth always wins. Rahul was accompanied by his party chief, Mallikarjun Kharge, who lauded the verdict as a victory of democracy and a sign that the constitution is still alive, and this was a win for the entire country.
आज नहीं तो कल, कल नहीं तो परसों सच्चाई की जीत होती है। मगर जो भी हो, मेरा रास्ता तो क्लियर है। मुझे क्या करना है, मेरा क्या काम है, उसके बारे में मेरे दिमाग में बिल्कुल क्लैरिटी है। जिन लोगों ने हमारी मदद की और जनता ने जो प्यार और सपोर्ट दिया, उसके लिए मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूं। थैंक यू।
और मैं तहे दिल से सुप्रीम कोर्ट का फैसले का स्वागत करता हूं। अभी संविधान जिंदा है, बाकी है और न्याय मिल सकता है, ये इसका एक बहुत बड़ा उदाहरण है। संविधान, लोकतंत्र और भारत के आम लोगों की ये जीत हो गई है। सिर्फ राहुल गांधी जी का जीत नहीं है, सारे भारत के जनता की जीत है और डेमोक्रेसी की जीत है और संविधान के उसूलों की जीत है। इसीलिए एक बहुत बड़ा फायदा देश के लोगों को हुआ है।
171 जी तो न याचक का केस था, न हमारा केस था, किसी ने रेज ही नहीं किया था। उसको पूरा ऑफेंस करके माननीय राहुल गांधी जी को दंडित भी कर दिया उस पैराग्राफ पे। हमने ये सब बताया कि इससे मालूम होता है कि उच्च न्यायालय का निर्णय एक बिल्कुल गलत, विकृत इत्यादि निर्णय है और इसलिए इसको तुरंत स्टे करना चाहिए।
राहत की खबर सुनते ही तुरंत मैं इस सदन के अंदर पहुंचे और पॉइंट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन की हवाला देते हुए पीठ में जब हमारे चेयरमैन राजेंद्र अग्रवाल साहब बैठे थे, तब उनके पास बात रखी कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट से राहुल गांधी जी की राहत मिल चुके हैं। अब सारे पाबंदी हटा के जल्द से जल्द उनके सदन के अंदर वापसी के लिए कार्रवाई शुरू करना चाहिए।
Now, the Supreme Court made strong observations while pronouncing the judgment and said that Rahul Gandhi's conviction also affects his constituency and not just him. The court also questioned the maximum sentence given by the Gujarat court judge in the defamation case. However, the apex court did mention that Rahul's comments were not in good taste and he could have been more careful while making speeches. Top court's order has been welcomed by opposition leaders across all party lines. While the RJD has called for Rahul Gandhi's immediate reinstatement as an MP, the Uddhav Sena faction has echoed Rahul Gandhi's sentiment of not letting hate and political vengeance win.
I think it is an appropriate order. If you see the judgment today, if you see the order today, it is very important that we have people who speak the truth coming back to the Lok Sabha. Politics of hate, politics of vengeance will not win in this country, and we support this order.
देखिए, मैं सीधे तौर पर कह रहा हूँ, लगातार हमने कहा था कि अतिरेक में वो सजा थी और इंटरप्रिटेशन की भी इश्यूज थे जो कि माननीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के ऑब्जर्वेशन में भी आया। लेकिन बेहद खुशी है क्योंकि ये राहुल जी से संबंधित प्रयोग अगर सफल हो जाता तो ये अन्य नेताओं के साथ भी अलग अलग राज्यों में भी यही कोशिश करते। संसदीय लोकतंत्र में और अब तक के अपने इतिहास में मैंने किसी को इतनी बड़ी सजा नहीं देखी थी और इसके बहुत दूर तक परिणाम होते हैं। मैं समझता हूं कि तकनीकी रूप से भी उनकी सदस्य।
The BJP meanwhile has said that the real judgment will be given by the people in 2024.
नहीं ठीक है, वो किसी कारण से इसको गुड मान सकते हैं, लेकिन अगर आप देखो तो ये उनके ऊपर कहीं ना कहीं सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी स्वीकार किया ही है कि उन्होंने गलती की है। और जो जिस प्रकार से आपने देखा ही कि लगातार प्रधानमंत्री जी को अपमानित करने का इन्होंने जो काम किया, उनके लिए अनर्गल जो बयानबाजी किया, 2019 के चुनाव के पहले जिस प्रकार से बगैर तथ्यों के उनको चोर कहा। और मैं समझता हूं कि भारत के पवित्र लोकतंत्र में इस प्रकार का कोई बड़ा नेता है जिस प्रकार का आचरण करता है तो उसको बर्दाश्त नहीं किया जा सकता। और भले ही न्यायालय से इन्हें कुछ राहत यहाँ के ऊपर मिल गई हो, लेकिन लोकतंत्र में सबसे बड़ा न्यायालय जनता का होता है और 2024 के चुनाव में जनता इसको जरूर जवाब देगी।
बहुत अच्छी बात है, अगर ये स्टे उनका हुआ है तो उनका स्वागत है और बड़ा आनंद आएगा उनके साथ दोबारा। जब भी वो रहते हैं तो एक बड़ा ऊर्जावान माहौल रहता है, उससे अच्छा रहेगा, मज़ा आएगा। और तर्क वितर्क विपक्ष मजबूत होना बहुत ज़रूरी है।
Well, I'm being joined in by my colleagues Ishika, who's joining us from the AICC headquarters, and Harish, who of course will break down the top court's verdict for us. Let me begin with Harish. Harish, if we speak about the top court's verdict, what are the key takeaways that we need to know? And of course, the big question now being that everybody definitely wants to know, what is the way forward for Rahul Gandhi now?
Yes, a big victory, win for Rahul Gandhi as far as his immediate political future is concerned. This judgment will pave way for lifting of his disqualification from Parliament and restoration of his reinstatement as a Lok Sabha MP. He can return to Parliament as early as Monday. And coming to a question, first he will have to intimate the Lok Sabha Secretariat and the Speaker of the Lok Sabha that his sentence, his conviction has been stayed by the Supreme Court, and he has to attach a copy of the judgment along with the intimation, and then it's up to the Lok Sabha Secretariat to issue a notification announcing that the disqualification comes to an end and he can resume as a Lok Sabha MP. So a big win for Rahul Gandhi. The Supreme Court, in fact, observing that the High Court, the Gujarat High Court has not explained why the maximum punishment available under criminal defamation law, that is 2 years, had to be given in the case. The court observed that, Supreme Court observed that the High Court has merely referred to an earlier contempt case against Rahul Gandhi in the Supreme Court, where he had attributed in the Rafale case that Chaukidar Chor hai to the Supreme Court, saying that Supreme Court had said that Modi is corrupt. After that, he had to apologize, and the contempt case was dropped only after that. So High Court, Supreme Court said the High Court had just referred to one particular case, but has not substantiated its 2-year punishment, and has said that there is also an argument which has to be considered. Lok Sabha constituency cannot remain unrepresented for so long. That is the Wayanad constituency. This is not only an issue of right of one particular person, Rahul Gandhi, but also all the electorate, all the citizens of his constituency, and also said that such aspects should also have been considered, and said that there are several judgments from Gujarat High Court recently, which is making an interesting reading. So Supreme Court has in fact come down heavily on the Gujarat High Court judgment, which had refused to stay the conviction, and said that also said that this offence, it is non-cognizable, bailable and compoundable, and this maximum punishment, when it is given, the court has to properly explain the reason, and that reasoning, there is not a whisper of why this maximum punishment was given. In fact, Supreme Court upheld the Rahul Gandhi's lawyer Abhishek Manu Singhvi's argument that the entire criminal jurisprudence has been turned upside down, and in fact said that it's a disproportionate punishment by invoking the offence of moral turpitude. In fact, moral turpitude is only when there is an offence like murder, sexual harassment or rape, and also said that and also found prima facie merit in the argument that this judgment is nothing but an attempt to throttle freedom of speech, expression, and if such punishments are given to people for making in cases of the political discussions and debates, it will amount to several people being sent to jail. So, in fact, most of the arguments forwarded by Rahul Gandhi, submitted by Rahul Gandhi, has been upheld by the Supreme Court. At the same time, Supreme Court has said that obviously what Rahul Gandhi said is in bad taste, and people in public life should be more cautious while speaking in public and should not make such statements. Nevertheless, the Supreme Court has given big relief to Rahul Gandhi, and this decision, as I earlier said, will pave way for his reinstatement as the Lok Sabha MP as it lifts the disqualification. Remember, under the Representation of People's Act, Section 8, Clause 3, any MLA or MP, when convicted for 2 years or more, gets automatically disqualified from the membership of Assembly or Parliament. This is what happened with Rahul Gandhi, but with this judgment, that disqualification gets lifted and Rahul Gandhi can resume his career as a Lok Sabha MP. Back to you.
Right, Harish, thank you very much for breaking that down for us as far as significant developments from the top court is concerned. But let me go across to my colleague Ishika, who's of course been getting us all those on-ground voices. Ishika, while you were reporting, since the judgment did come, of course, all the Congress workers were in that celebratory mode. Talk to us about all the reactions that are also coming in.
Well, yes, Nivedhana, I'm currently also reporting from the Congress headquarters, and let me tell you, the celebration is still going on. I'll ask my cameraman to pan his camera and show that even right now you can clearly hear the drums beating and all the workers here right now standing here since the time the verdict of the Supreme Court came here. They were raising slogans continuously in support of Rahul Gandhi, chanting Rahul Gandhi Zindabad. Now, you know, we also saw a very important press conference that was addressed, and the man of the moment, the Congress leader Rahul Gandhi himself reacted for the very first time after the Supreme Court verdict came in. He in fact thanked all those who helped him and said in fact, you know, that his aim is clear. Now, apart from that, you know, the other senior leaders that were present in the press briefing, they said that they are all ready to see their leader, Rahul Gandhi, be in the parliament and question the government over the issue of the citizens. Not just that, you know, they also said that it only took 24 hours to disqualify their leader, and they're waiting that how much time will it take to reinstate his membership back, and they're saying it should not take more than 48 hours. So certainly, you know, the Congress seem to be all in Josh right now. In fact, Rahul Gandhi currently is meeting the Karnataka leaders for the 2024 election preparation. So we can see, you know, this has definitely given a new Josh, new life to not just the Congress party, but also to the India Alliance. Over to you.
Right, Ishika. Thank you very much for also getting us all the reactions that are on the ground. But for the moment, we leave it at that. But we continue this conversation with all our guests who are joining us live on the broadcast. In fact, Pradeep Mohar, leader BJP, advocate APS Kariyal, spokesperson of the Congress, Deshrata Nigam, a lawyer, as well as Aditya Pratap, advocate. Good evening to all of you. Thank you very much for taking the time out and joining us here on Mirror Now. Kariyal, let me begin with you. Your opening comment about how do you react to this order that's coming?
Thank you very much for the question. First and foremost, truth always triumphs. And today, the truth has triumphed. Sooner than later, it had to happen. And, you know, as a matter of fact, a few days ago, it was asked to Mr. Gandhi in the court, would he want to apologize? And Mr. Gandhi had made it very clear that if he had to apologize, he already would have done it. But he wouldn't apologize because he knows he is not guilty of it and that the conviction is not sustainable. And therefore, the decision has come, and the entire country, the Alliance of India, everybody is welcoming it. And I was hoping that the Bharatiya Janata Party would also send a little congratulatory message. Maybe they're just not too happy about it. Maybe they are afraid of the fact that the ferocious voice that used to ask questions to them in the parliament is going to be returning, and they're again going to be exposed time and again. Number two, now what's to be seen is that how soon would they restore the membership of Mr. Gandhi, because, you know, it just took them 24 hours to disqualify him after the judgment had come. And the distance between Surat and the parliament is a lot more than the distance is between the Honorable Supreme Court and the parliament. So we are hoping if that was done, if the disqualification was done in 24 hours, the restoration of the membership would be done in at least 48 hours. Number 3, we are also hopeful that now that the Bharatiya Janata Party has learned it the harder way, that you cannot suppress the truth, you cannot suppress Mr. Gandhi, that they would stop targeting the leaders, and they would give up their modus operandi, which is full of, engaging in mischief. Number 4, you see, India is eager to listen to Mr. Gandhi in the parliament, and the Bharatiya Janata Party is equally sad and, depressed. Some of the leaders have been coming forward and saying many, many things before the media. And I want to ask a couple of questions of the people who are still of the opinion that Mr. Gandhi should have, his conviction should have not been stayed, that there is no answer to the question as to why is there no precedent at all whatsoever from before. Not one precedent there was wherein, the maximum punishment would have been awarded to anyone. Number 2, the surname of Mr. Purnesh Modi was originally not that. It was adopted later. And number 3, the Bharatiya Janata Party's leader just said that the biggest court in the country is of the people. Well, that's true. And this very court of the people would also give you a befitting reply in the 2024 elections for all the wrongs that the Bharatiya Janata Party has done in these 9 long years, for trying to do away with the democracy and for trying to suppress the voice of the truth. So the Bharatiya Janata Party has already gotten a reply.
Well, Kadia, let me interject you there and take that point across to Pradeep. Pradeep, how do you react to that, where this is not, of course, the first, Congress reaction also coming in the fact that the BJP continues to target the opposition leaders and the voices cannot be suppressed?
No. First thing is this, that as far as Rahul Gandhi is concerned, BJP is least interested in him. Either he's there in the parliament or he's not there. It doesn't make any difference to anybody's life. He is a person who was always full of levity. He was mocking at the parliamentary procedures. And sometimes he will start, winking at somebody. Sometimes he will raise up and start, hugging somebody. I mean, this is like, he's a kind of person. I mean, BJP will never have any kind of an interest. Actually, what is happening is, I'll tell you one thing. During this Bharat Jodo, Bharat Todo, whatever yatra they call it, during that yatra, it was very clear that Congress itself doesn't have confidence on Rahul Gandhi. They did not take him to any of the poll-bound states, right? And he was like roaming around all over India, but crossing all poll-bound states. That simply means that Congress knows very well that he is not a person who will be able to make any difference. Right. So if this kind of a person, if he is there in the parliament or not, doesn't make any difference at all. The way the Congress opposition, Congress, this spokesperson is behaving, it's something like, I felt as if, he is speaking in the court right now. He is putting all those points. Court has not given him a clean chit. Court has clearly stated that he was faulty. Second thing is, they are saying that Rahul Gandhi was asked to apologize. Who asked him to apologize? Where is that? Do they have any written statement of any of the courts where it is said that Rahul Gandhi has to apologize? Surprising. They are bringing all rubbish. Speaking on the camera without any proof. I don't know what they are trying to do. And this is just an exercise, as it happened on 30th August 2013, on the same bill, Congress wanted to abolish this bill, Representation of People's Act. So what they did was they brought a bill, and they wanted to abolish it, and Rahul Gandhi entered like a gladiator, and they torn that bill and thrown away. Now the same bill, makes a problem for him. Same act makes a problem for him. Why should anybody be interested in that? This is the judicial procedure. In judicial procedure, he was found guilty at some place.
All right, Pradeep, let me interject you there. Kadia, if you would want to counter that quickly because we would also want to get in Aditya as well as Deshrata Nigam on the legal aspect of it. So, Karyal, if you could quickly counter.
Yeah, just 2 points. I just want to counter the BJP spokesperson with 2 points. He clearly seems to be, really stressed out here because
Pradeep, I unfortunately have to interject you there because I would also want to go across to our legal voices as well. So let me get in Karyal to interject that, and I will come back to you in a couple of minutes.
Thank you so much. So, one, the nervousness and the anxiety of the BJP and the BJP spokesperson is very apparent. We understand why you're so stressed about it. It's fine. Things happen. Number two, he said 2 things. One, he said there was no talk of any apology that happened in the court. Please go and check the orders. Please go and read what the Honorable Supreme Court has said and the proceedings that took place in there. Number 3, you see, he said Rahul Gandhi ji was winking and he hugged in the parliament. This is what the issue of the Bharatiya Janata Party is. This is the biggest issue for them. But not discussing Haryana and Manipur and no statement coming from the Prime Minister on these 2 states, no visit by him, is not even an issue for the Bharatiya Janata Party. This goes on to suggest that the priority is Mr. Gandhi, is his, if he hugged the Prime Minister, if he gave a statement over the Prime Minister, but not the country, not the people, not the state. It is a clear case of misplaced priorities. The more you emphasize on Mr. Gandhi, the more you get anxious. The more you try to target him, the more you lose. And today, the Bharatiya Janata Party has no answers to any questions. And therefore, the Bharatiya Janata Party should at least now stop harping about Mr. Gandhi and should start talking about development in the country, because you're done with the mischief. You have done with all the statements that you gave about Mr. Gandhi, and you have been given a befitting reply. And the court of people would also give you a befitting reply in the 2024 elections. You've lost Himachal, you've lost Karnataka, you'll be losing 2024 as well. Get ready for it.
All right, Ashpreet, as you make that point, let me also get in Aditya as well as Deshrata Nigam. Aditya, let me come to you first. There's just a significant observation by the court questioning why 2-year max punishment was needed. In fact, just quickly to get your perspective, has anyone been ever given a 2-year sentence for criminal defamation? And because they've gone on to, of course, question that there was not adequate reason for max sentencing in a defamation case?
Well, in my opinion, giving a 2-year sentence is extremely rare. When the court passes the sentence, he considers the severity of the crime, he considers the magnitude and gravity of the offense, etc. When we look at the case of Mr. Rahul Gandhi, okay, even if you hold it to be per se defamatory, the point is it is an offense committed against an indeterminate group of persons. There is no specific person by the name of Modi who has been defamed. So the impact of Rahul Gandhi's actions of, like defaming the Modi community as a whole, it would be on a lot lesser footing vis-a-vis defaming a single individual. Okay, tomorrow if you defame a single individual, his reputation will be ruins. But when you make a statement against what is essentially an indeterminate group of people who have no fixed size, no fixed identity, who are spread all over, then the magnitude of harm is virtually nil. In fact, this was a case where even the offense of defamation was not made out in the first place. So in fact, clearly, with all due respect to the lower courts, I would like to submit that the sentence of 2 years imposed was clearly unwarranted. In fact, our criminal justice system is a reformative criminal justice system where, sentences are always given in moderation, not as the object of the sentence is not to punish, this is not some heinous crime also. Here, first time offender, you just give a sentence just to, as an admonishment. So I think I clearly agree with the Honorable Supreme Court's observations that this was not a case made out for 2-year sentence at all. And to my knowledge, I don't think there's any defamation case where in the recent times where a full-fledged 2-year yes, of course, 2-year sentences may have been passed, but they would have been passed in cases of individual defamation where a person suffers calculable harm to his reputation, etc. But when you make a statement against a indeterminate group of people who have crores in population, then obviously no harm is inflicted on an individual person. So the question of inflicting maximum sentence is not made out at all. It does not arise.
Right, Aditya, as you speak about that, in fact, just talking about the other observations made by the judge as well, Mr. Nigam, if I could get you in quickly on this, the judge also added that the case was not just about the right of the individual, but also about the entire electorate of a particular community. How do you also look at this legally speaking?
Nivedhana, in fact, let us be very clear. The sentencing and conviction came from the court, not from the BJP. The concerned individual went to the court, put his case forward, and if you read that judgment, it has recorded that other cases are also pending. And if you also recall that Mr. Rahul Gandhi is a repeat offender, he had to apologize to the Supreme Court in Chowkidar Chor case where he imputed a statement to the Supreme Court, where he had to give an unconditional apology. So the trial court went into the entire thing, and that question that the truth triumphs is yet not risen because the appeal is pending in the Sessions Court in Gujarat and the final verdict will come. This is a temporary relief and the Congress thinks that they have got a level playing field now. Congratulations to them, certainly. And secondly, membership to be restored in 24 hours. It cannot be because 2 days are holidays, Saturday and Sunday, and Mr. Rahul Gandhi will have to approach the Lok Sabha speaker and apply for that. And probably they'll do so on Monday. If they don't do so on Monday, maybe probably Tuesday. It is up to the Congress leadership. Third, so far as precedents are concerned, if you recall, Lakshadweep MP was given a 2-year punishment. He had an automatic disqualification, but his conviction, as in the Rahul Gandhi's case, was stayed. Now, coming to the fact that what will be the consequences of this, and let me wear my political hat for that purpose. In terms of the unity of the opposition, till now the Congress was not claiming the leadership. Will they start claiming leadership of the opposition unity, which space they had given to the likes of Nitish Kumar, Mamata Banerjee? That's an important question, and the Congress will probably make a call on the same. And I'm nobody to, pass a judgment on that. But that's a very important question. Now, the issue also arises that the Supreme Court has made it very, very clear they're not speaking on the merit of the case. Please read the order very clearly. That is to be decided in appeal. So the last word on this subject has yet not been heard. And it's a temporary relief. And the final verdict, suppose, I give you an hypothetical situation. Suppose the verdict of the Sessions Court comes before the 2024 election and the order of the trial court is upheld. Then what? The entire disqualification process will again begin and come into effect. So please remember, the last word has yet not been said. If Congress certainly feels that it's a victory in the political arena, certainly not in the legal arena, because that final verdict is still to come from the Sessions Court in appeal. They were before the Supreme Court on a very limited purpose, where it was argued 2 years punishment is very harsh. In effect, saying that lesser punishment should be given. I am guilty, but full punishment should not be given. This is from the ordinary man's point of view. See, whole issue, therefore, today arises the political impact. And people say Rahul Gandhi has got a level playing field. BJP is saying, has the level playing field has been taken away from Rahul Gandhi or not? This is on the lighter vein. And as BJP says, he's an asset for them. So we also want Rahul Gandhi to be serious in parliament. And make some serious contribution in the debates out there, whether it is the India's economic affairs or if he had been there on the Delhi or services bill that was there. So we want serious, not the non-serious nature what goes on inside the parliament. Let us be serious and let us see that there is some contribution. Parliament is supreme. Please understand that. Don't tear their ordinances or the laws made by them. In fact, Rahul Gandhi has affirmed his belief in this particular law by tearing that particular, ordinance, and which is now troubling him. If probably the law was passed at that point of time, he would not have gone through the entire thing. So therefore, he's the one responsible for his own, axing his own feet. So let us be very clear. We also want him in the political arena. Let the political parties slugfest in the political arena, go to the people, and address their genuine concerns and play a role of the constructive opposition. But will the regional parties in the opposition will allow Rahul Gandhi to occupy that space is a big question.
Right, Mr. Nigam, as you explained about the technicalities as well, and of course your political viewpoint on the same, let me get in a quick word from Ashpreet. Ashpreet, interesting comment that did come in from the BJP saying that the decision by the Supreme Court shows that there's democracy in the country, unlike what Rahul Gandhi says when he is abroad.
Thank you. See, as far as the statements made abroad are concerned, I don't think so that the Bharatiya Janata Party should lecture us about it, because back in the day when they were in the opposition, their leaders went abroad and on foreign soil, they gave statements such as that we used to feel ashamed for being born in India. So once, if they were to just have a look at the mirror, if they were just to introspect, maybe they would have the answers to the questions that they're posing for Mr. Gandhi. Number two, this case was filed on the basis of a WhatsApp screenshot, which consisted of a lot of conjectures, a lot of assumptions, etc. And as far as the conviction, the stay on conviction goes on, I do see why the pessimism is coming in, why is it flowing in. But I would ask them and request them to add a tinge of optimism as well, because if you wanted to be pessimistic about it, when the conviction was upheld by the Honorable High Court, then the Bharatiya Janata Party was very happy. They considered it to be a very, very big decision. They never said that, it's just an interim order, that it's just interim relief. Then it happened to be a very big relief in the favor of the Bharatiya Janata Party and against Mr. Gandhi. But today, if the Honorable Supreme Court has stayed his conviction, they say it's just a small interim relief. At the end of the day, it's just a matter of perspective. We know how difficult it is for you to digest, therefore the statements. However, the fact of the matter is that he was removed and disqualified from being an MP. That is to be restored now. And I want to ask this question to the BJP spokesperson, that what would be the future course of action of the BJP? Do you intend to abide and oblige to what the Honorable Supreme Court has said and restore the membership of Mr. Gandhi? Or would you do what you did at the time of Delhi Ordinance, try to bypass the order of the Supreme Court? Please clarify that in the debate so we have a perspective. Number two, you see, the gentleman who was talking before me, the lawyer from the Supreme Court, I have a question for him. He said, Mr. Gandhi should now give statements. He should now be serious in the parliament. I want to tell him one thing. Mr. Gandhi has always given serious statements. He has always been very serious in the parliament. And the people who are not serious are the ones who do not want to talk of Manipur. Despite killings, despite rapes, despite assaults, despite harassment, despite displacements. The people who are not serious are the ones who, despite having the responsibility of the country, are not willing to give a statement over Haryana either. But have all the time to go to Rajasthan, have all the time to travel to the US, to Egypt, to Australia and whatnot, but did not have any time to go to his own state, to issue a statement for 77 days, to, say something in the parliament for this. But they would always talk of the opposition. They would always talk of the opposition.
Let me interject you there and get in Pradeep to give us a quick perspective of all the counters that you have given him. Pradeep, what would you like to say? Because even Jairam Ramesh has said that they will continue to expose and call out the failures of the government as a party, and they will continue to uphold the constitutional ideals and repose faith in the institutions, which they believe that the BJP wants to destroy.
Look, it is the responsibility of opposition to raise the issues. I mean, they have to raise and they will be raising. There is no issue as far as, raising issues are concerned. Now, major problem is that, when they are talking about any kind of a violence or something, they need to understand that this BJP is such a party which is able to resolve the issue of Kashmir. Kashmir was more violent issue which Congress governments could not resolve from last 60 years, and that issue is resolved. Article 370 is over, and still there are, it's completely like all the chaos is gone. So we need to understand that party which can resolve, or the government which can resolve that kind of an issue, this issue will be resolved. Everybody has a faith. Obviously, Congress people will not show their faith, although from inside they might be feeling that they will be able to resolve, but they do not want that should be resolved. The reason is they feel that there should be some chaos, and there should be some points by which they can take government for the right, or raise questions or raise slogans. So this is what the opposition wants. I mean, they are just trying to encash the issue and nothing else. There is a problem, definitely, and that problem needs to be addressed. That problem is being addressed and issue is being resolved. But encashing or utilizing that same problem for gaining political benefit is shameful. This is what I want to say. As far as the procedures are concerned,
Right.
how the
Right,
future,
Mr. Moore,
what is
I
going
would
to
have
be
to
the future
interject
of
you there
Rahul
because I'm
Gandhi.
afraid we're running out of time. But on that note, I want to thank you, Arshpreet, Aditya, as well as Deshrata Nigam for joining us on the show and, of course, giving us your perspective and also giving us the legal aspect to our viewers as well. But for the moment, we leave it at that. But as we continue to track all the developments, celebrations have erupted at